cannot believe I am back on YouTube, guys. It has been so stinking long. It has been such a roller coaster ride in the last year. I've moved, as I mentioned before, and I did want to get into that, finally drop in on where I live now. Since I did move out of state, I have a new job, a new position. I've been making a lot of transitional changes lately in the last month or two specifically, and I just thought that this would be the perfect time to kind of just tell you guys what I've been up to, where I've been. I really hope that this is the start of me coming back again. It's just so much to keep up with these days, even though I truly love and miss doing YouTube so much. I just obviously need to find the time, and this is something I have been looking into for the last 2 months, I would say, and it's manifestation. And at first, when I heard about manifestation, I just thought it was people thinking a word and something magically appearing, right? Be anything, a money, job, a relationship, whatever, right? I realized as I've started looking into it more, it is so much more than that. It is such powerful thinking, and it also has a lot to do with, I think, Jesus. I've been also going to church for the last month pretty consistently. Really love the church that I've been going to. It's a Christian church called Hope. It is awesome. Last night I went again on Thursday, and it was one of the best sermons I've ever heard. Super tear-jerking, and it just reminded me of why I have been thinking about going back to church for so long, but I didn't want to get back into a Catholic church because I do have a background in a Catholic school. So I already knew I didn't want to go into a Catholic church environment. I wanted something that was more uplifting, something that really explained the word of God, that digs deep down into the verses instead of just reading straight from a book, because that's literally so hard to interpret what those things mean. So this church is awesome. I really love it. This is my home church. I feel so at ease going. I'll even go by myself. I've made a friend in church, and I think this is just the start of something so awesome in my life. And my dad is coming into town tonight. I have my girlfriend Teresa coming into town. So excited about that. My first friend that will be here from back home. I'm just gonna let you guys know where I live now. I moved to the Las Vegas, Nevada area. Technically it's Henderson, but it is right next door to Vegas, and not a lot of people know where Henderson is. So far I really like it. I was in a very brief relationship that was more of just a little summer fling. Right before that, what actually prompted my move here was bought a house with my ex-boyfriend. That didn't work out. It was a complete disaster. This is why I wanted to bring up manifestation, because I didn't even realize what it meant in the moment, but in that moment back home, I had manifested myself a job that was going to pay to relocate me anywhere. All I kept asking Jesus for was, let me just find a job that will pay to relocate me anywhere and I will go. I needed a job to pay me because I had every single dollar left put into getting that house. And so at this point I was cornered to either continue staying in that house, living this life that I was super unhappy with, or I can try to find a way out of it. Subconsciously manifesting this to happen. So I have a long time background in the home warranty industry. I had quit my job a little bit before I got my house. I had uploaded all of my experience onto LinkedIn. Out of nowhere, my current company reaches out to me. Their HR recruiter reaches out to me from LinkedIn. Is like, hey, we love your experience and we want to interview you. And I was like, I didn't really think that I saw myself going back into the home warranty industry, because I quit that position for a reason. It wasn't something that I saw myself doing any longer. It was driving me crazy. So when they reached out to me, I'm like, let me just give it a shot. Let me just talk to them and see what's good with it. Honestly, it wasn't even really a super interview. My experience spoke for itself. They were like, so what do you think about relocating to the Vegas area? And I was like, well, I'd be down. I'm just do you guys offer some kind of relocation assistance? Because that's what I would need if I was going to relocate to a different state. And they were like, yeah, we do actually have relocation packages. And I was like, the amount of disbelief that was running through my head in that moment, because I was like, oh my goodness, this is what I had been dreaming about for almost a year at that point. And finally, it was right in front of me, like, hey, yes, we're willing to move you. We'll pay you this amount and blah, blah, blah. And actually, they were not even supposed to pay me the money until after I moved. But then I was just like, look, you know, I would love to move for the company, work for you guys, but I'm actually gonna need the money up front. I can't afford to move myself across state, and I have all these extra things that I have to bring along with me. I have 2 dogs, you know, I'm an adult. I have household things. I have a second car that doesn't run that needed to come with me, plus my own car that I needed to drive with me. So I just had a lot of strings attached to me, and they were like, okay, we'll pay you up front. So they actually sent me the money, and I started coordinating everything. And thankfully, my dad helped me move. I drove my car with my 2 dogs, and my dad drove my U-Haul behind me. It took about 9-10 hours to get here. But as soon as I walked in the door, it was like a whole new life that flashed right before me. Such a realization. I broke down as soon as I walked into my first apartment here, and it was just such an amazing moment. Driving, you know, I never even thought I wanted to ever move to the Vegas area because I've only experienced the strip life. And so when they told me Vegas, I was like, yeah, I'm not about that strip life. But honestly, there's so much more to this area than just the strip. I mean, sure, the strip is a touristy thing, and it's nice, and I love that I can see the strip from afar, pretty much from anywhere in Henderson. Really realize what manifesting really is and what it can do for your life. I am so invested in it. I mean, when I tell you, now at work, I don't deal with customer service. I deal with a lot of behind the scenes things. So I have the ability to just listen to music or listen to whatever I want. I pretty much listen to a crap ton of podcasts, YouTube videos on manifestation, because I want to do this at its fullest potential. Now that I see such a big impact that manifestation has really had on my life so far. It's been such a learning lesson for me, and I'm actually super glad everything happened the way it did now, because it all makes sense, you know? But again, just going back to the manifestation, I literally manifested my out-of-state move and a company relocating me. Now, it wasn't to a place I would have thought, but honestly, I didn't manifest any location specifically, because in that mindset, I just wanted to get the hell out of there. I know now that I've lived it, manifestation is so real, so good, and that with prayer and just living a healthier lifestyle and cycling my brain to think more positively, to look at people in a more positive manner. And it also, again, going back to church too, the way that they dig down into the Bible verses really makes you understand them, and it gives you a different set of eyes. So now when I look at people and I see them acting a certain way or someone treating me a certain way, I can look at them so much more differently than maybe 2 months ago how I would have looked at them. And so that has really impacted me in such a great way also. I feel like now I am in such a great position to thrive. So many other things that I have waiting for me, and I am so excited to see what they are now that I'm in this positive mindset and not really trying to understand everything for what it is right now, because I know that what is ahead is so much better. And I'm just so glad that I am in this place again, and it's in the holiday season. I already have my Christmas tree up, and it just makes me feel so much joy. Makes it feel like a home. When my dad comes here, I'm gonna have a Thanksgiving dinner, because Thanksgiving is next week, or it's like a week or 2 from now. I got him a ticket to come here this week because it's so stinking expensive to come during Thanksgiving season. So I was like, well, if he's gonna come here early, I'm gonna make an early Thanksgiving dinner. So that will be fun. I'm just so excited for the next few months on things that I'm doing. I've created a vision board. I have just been doing so many good things, and I just thought this was gonna be such an awesome opportunity to get back on YouTube and share with you guys what I've been doing and just kind of where I've been at and what led me to this point. There are so many other little things that has happened along the way, but honestly, none of those things matter. All that matters are the big things, because they have all literally shaped who I am and what I am doing right this moment, and also what I am going to be doing in the future. I have been manifesting some things lately, and let me tell you, I have such a good vibe about this. I actually started trying to meditate also, like even at work when I get a little overwhelmed, I'm just like in this meditative state. And if you really, really try, it is amazing at how much better you could feel in the matter of 2 minutes. So it's also something, if you guys are super stressed, going through a bunch of things, your life situation isn't gonna change in 2 minutes, that's pretty obvious, but your mind can be at so much more ease. It just means so much to me because I feel like my mind has always consumed me in such a negative way, especially the last couple months going through all these transitional phases. I was dealing with so much anxiety. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat for weeks, and there's just so much going on. And now I am like, whew, I am so glad all of that phase is said and done, and now I'm like going back into making videos. I'm going back to working on my Fiverr again. I am starting to try to get my YouTube back up and running again. If you guys stuck through the video with me, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are new here, please do not forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. If you are a return visitor, thank you so much for your continued support. You guys make all of this so much more worth it. Just your kind comments every single time I post. I really, really love it, and you will never know how much I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys again soon.